So your inner energy is what you are. When you strip away the layers of identity that we tend to place upon ourselves. Now, if this energy is working against itself, there's a word for that. We call that insanity. Now, to increase your sanity is to increase your self-awareness. Let's get into that. So I'm going to share something with you that I developed for myself years ago. It's a concept I call inner energy management. And the third rule of inner energy management is to never have your energy work against itself. The metaphor for that is a tree never grows away from the light. So the idea is that the energy of a tree, the aliveness in a tree, is the same as the aliveness in you. Of course, in your case, this energy goes into a very complex neurological system to create a very complex world. It's a bit simpler for a tree, but let's look at what a tree does. A tree extracts water and nutrients from the soil, and a tree moves towards the light to get the energy from the sun to absorb, right? Now imagine that this tree would grow towards the light and all of a sudden, halfway through, stop and say, maybe I should go into the shadows right now. And he moves away, he grows away from the light into a cave or something, he weakens and he dies. Would this not be insane? Of course it is. It's very unnatural. So how does this translate for human beings? Well, for us, what we tend to do is negative self-talk, low self-esteem, regrets, saying things like, I can't do that, I shouldn't be, doubts. Now, if you recognize yourself in this, don't beat yourself over the head with it, because it's very normal. Why? Because it is part of the human collective. If you understand the words that I'm saying, it's because you understand English. If I point to something and I say that's the color blue, and you say yes, that is because you know the color blue. This is the mind of humanity that you are tuned into. And unfortunately, this negative self-talk, so it is energy working against itself, is a very common thing in the collective mind of humanity, of which you presumably are a part. So we're not saying to stop thinking that way, to stop feeling that way, because that would only put on more strain, which is the same type of energy, really, that is fighting itself. You don't need to do that. So what do you need to do? Whenever thoughts come in your mind, like I can't do that, I shouldn't do that, maybe I'm not good enough, and the accompanying feelings, you notice those feelings. You recognize those feelings as part of the collective human unconscious. It's part of the human consciousness. Or, maybe more accurately, the unconsciousness. And when you do that, you recognize it in yourself, and it is a bit like a language. Can you unlearn a language? No. But you don't need to. Because when you know what it is, it stops having its effect on you. You can see those things just like you see everything else around you. They don't have their power anymore. In other words, even with those thoughts, even with those feelings, you still do what you want to do. You still do what you feel you need to be doing, regardless of those habitual patterns that go on inside of you. This way they lose their power and also they diminish because they have nothing to do there anymore. So you will see them less and less, but that is not the objective. Don't try to get rid of them. Just try to look at them. When you see them, then you disidentify. And when you disidentify, they lose their power. This energy that you are is just a pure awareness with a direction. And everything that comes in the way is just mental noise. It doesn't actually affect you. When you see it, you see, we tend to turn away from it. When we turn away from these things, we actually give them power, because we cannot make them vanish by turning away from them. But we don't see them, but they have their effect. So that is spiritual development. It's looking at everything that lives inside of you. All of those energies, all of those ripples that have an effect on you. When you look at them, then they cease to be you. And you strip them away one by one. And what is left is pure energy with a direction. And now this direction, you do not have to find out really what the direction is. It exposes itself when you strip away the things that block it. You don't really need to know what that is. It will show itself to you. Just like all the blockages are shown to you when you look at them. Know that all of these things are not you. And if you look at them, they cease to pretend to be you, and they cease to have an effect on you. So I want to advise you to practice with this. Look at everything that bothers you. Just look at it for what it is, without interfering with it, without trying to push it away, without trying to alter it. Just look at what it is, and then you see that it's not yours, and that it does not have the effect on you that you thought it had. You can still do whatever you want, even with certain feelings and certain interruptions in your thought world. Even if your heart goes like boom, 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 you can still do whatever you want. It doesn't have to stop you, because it is just part of the collective unconscious. It's not you. So my advice to you is practice with this, develop your spirituality and your self-knowledge. Good luck.